All right, Dan, sounds good. We appreciate it. We found another VIP here at the fair, a woman I've interviewed, geez, how long's it been? 3 or 4 years or so?
Yes.
This is Commissioner of Agriculture, Ashley Randle. Good to have you back.
Great to be here.
Every time I see you, you're running around because this is a busy time of year for you. You're from Western Mass originally, aren't you?
Yes, I grew up in South Deerfield.
And you have deep roots to not only agriculture in our state, but to the Big E as well. Tell me about that.
Yes, I grew up on a 5th-generation dairy farm, and growing up I was actively involved in the 4-H dairy program and showing and exhibiting my dairy cattle here at the fair.
So that holds a special place in your heart.
It does.
Is that one of your favorite parts of the fair? I remember as a kid, I loved seeing the animals in all the barns, the horses, the llamas, the sheep, you name it, and the dairy cows, of course.
Yes, the agricultural aspect, it's the foundation of the fair.
A lot of people forget that, don't they?
Yes, and I think it's a great opportunity to showcase and highlight agriculture in the state and throughout New England.
Speaking of the agriculture in the state, I know we've had a rough few years. There was some rain and flooding in the spring. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, the weather's great, but we do need a little bit of rain. How are the farmers doing this year?
Overall, it's been a much better year for the ag community. This time of year, it's apple season, pumpkin season, and many of the orchards are open for business. We could use some rain, that would be helpful. Certainly the farmers would appreciate that, but overall it's been a much better year for the Mass ag community.
Now when people come down to the fair, there's a lot of things to do. But what would be some of the takeaways you'd like folks to bring back home with them after a visit to the Big E?
Well, certainly the Massachusetts State Building, our department manages the building, and it's a great opportunity to experience the culture and agriculture of Massachusetts with our vendors. We have maple, we have eggs represented, we have farmers markets, and several new vendors this year as well. We have a Polish vendor from Westfield who's been doing incredibly well.
It's funny you should say that. I was talking to the governor about a half an hour ago. She mentioned them as well.
Yes, they've been wonderful. Very good food. But also going down to the other side of the fair and seeing all the agricultural competitions and seeing all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes showcased for a few days at the fair.
Many people come to the fair and they enjoy the food, what have you, but I think you bring up a good point. While the fair is going on, there are actual competitions happening. 4-H is very involved with the fair.
Yes, the 4-H competitions, last week was 4-H Day on Saturday, and it was a great opportunity for youth from across New England, even across the country, to come to compete in competitions.
They're all, for running out of time, but those are all free, right? People can just stop in and watch them as they happen.
Absolutely.
Ashley, great to see you.
Great to see you, Chris.
Appreciate your time. We'll see you again next year, okay?
Absolutely.
We'll hope for the same weather with a little bit of rain for the farmers, of course.